Good morning folks, and welcome back to a very soggy and thundery Erlengrat. It's absolutely tipping it down. Forecast is looking pretty wet for most of the day today, so we're going to struggle a wee bit with anything to do with fertilising, but we do have fields to seed and plant, so that is the main job for today. So we'll just get this garage opened. Get it open, there we go. So all our vehicles are nice and clean and good to go. We'll leave the little electric tractor just now, but what we will do is jump in the other riggy track and get everything hooked up, get it started up. So it's not ideal planting and seeding in the rain, but we're going to have to do it. So just zoom out a little bit. So the first field we're going to do today is the one down by the cow sheds, just down here. So we're going to go and get that done, and then hopefully if the rain clears up later we can do a bit of fertilising, but yeah, we'll see what happens. We've got plenty of time anyway. It's 20 to 7 in the morning, had a good night's sleep, and yeah, we're raring to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this started. Get a bit of a headland put in at this end. So if we look in our crop rotator, this field is going to have oats in, and then next year sunflowers, and then soybeans. So we'll get the oats in the ground, and then hopefully that'll tell us how much fertilisation we have to do afterwards. So I'm going to put a little bit of a headland at each end, and then what we can do from there, we might set a worker up on this one and then take the fent up to the top fields to get them done. I need to probably borrow or rent a planter for the sunflowers because we don't have one of them, and I'll need to also rent and lease something to plant the poplars as well. So quite a bit of stuff to do. There we go. Quite a bit of stuff to do, and keep out the rain, and hopefully we get all that done today, which will set us up nicely for the third part of spring, or the latter part of spring. Once I get the weather conditions as well, we'll try and get fertiliser on the rest of these grass fields, because they all need some work doing to them still. So I hope everyone's well. Hope your Christmases went okay. Definitely in the UK here there's been a lot of chops and changes over the festive period, and we're now sitting in a lockdown, so not the best of worlds, but not to worry. Good news for me in a way. I've got my job has been secured, so I start back in January with that, which is fantastic. Might mean that I won't get as much time to do these videos, which is a shame because I do love doing them, but the important thing is that I'll be getting some work, which is even better. Just finished on the Christmas post as well. I was sorting parcels over the Christmas period. Yeah, that was good. Night shift, so it was pretty hard work, but yeah, it was nice to actually get back and do some work. Right, we'll put a headland in this end as well, just because it's pretty tight this end. Try and get lined up. There we go. I'll get this headland done, and then what I'll do is I'll probably set a worker on this. So yeah, as soon as I started this episode up, I went on and there was a huge crack of thunder. So that is awesome. I've not encountered that before, which is quite cool. It'd be nice to. I know on the trailers for this for seasons it showed thunder and lightning. So I haven't seen any lightning yet. But yeah, it's definitely a wet old day today though. Clears up a bit tomorrow, which is good. So we should be able to get all the fertilising done once the rain stops. And what I'll need to do is also rent or buy some sort of sprayer to put herbicide on the fields as well, to get the weeds down. There's some weeds growing out on that field already. That's the field that I planted with potatoes. There's quite a few fertilising contracts as well, and yeah, looking at the chat that's been going on with regards to precision farming, there's definitely some anomalies that have been happening due to the new sort of field states more than anything. The base fertilisation or base yield on fields now that aren't owned is 65%. So there's been a few issues with people not being able to fulfill contracts, particularly harvesting contracts. So I'm not sure whether that's because they've been harvesting the fields and they haven't put any fertilising states on them, which I think is probably the case. So I'm going to have a bit of an experiment with that and see what happens. So I'm going to try and put at least 2 fertilising states on the fields. With seasons it's 3, so if we can get 3 states on a field then that's brilliant, and we'll see where it sits with once we get a harvesting contract on it. Fertilising contracts do pay well as a contract goes anyway, so it's no harm in doing them. And like I said, just in the regular seasons, putting the fertilising contracts through will increase the yield on a field anyway. So if it's a case that it allows you to complete the contract, then that's not a bad thing. I've got a wee clip to put up as well, which I will put up in a bit, and once we cut to the next scene probably, and it'll show you what crop yields are depending on soil type, which is quite important as well. Oh, just crashed into the thing there. So yeah, obviously depending on your soil type, whether it's loam, sandy loam, loamy sand or silty clay, definitely determines the yield of that crop. So it's quite an interesting little spreadsheet, and yeah, I think it will determine what you plant in which fields as well. For instance, this field contains quite a lot of loam, so it's not too bad, but certainly my upper pastures, the fields up at the upper pastures, they have a lot of sandy loam and loamy sand in them, and there's certain crops that will do a lot better in that sand or in that soil type. You'll get a much higher yield off those crops, just dependent on the soil type. So we'll have a look at that in a bit. So we've got 3 planters and the bar to go on the back, and I've got 3 pallets of poplars here. So we'll get this all hooked up and we'll head up to the top pastures. Like I said, I wanted to just go through this crop yield versus soil type, so I will put that up on the screen just now. Now then, you can go back to that and pause it. and have a look through it. But in essence, as you could see from the clip, it basically breaks down all the different crop types and then the soil types as well. So in essence, the loam has obviously the best consistency for yield, with majority of the crops hitting 125%, apart from potatoes and sugar beet, which interesting enough prefer sandy loam. So a potato and sugar beet harvest would do better in sandy loam soil, and a loamy sand. Now other crops like poplars, which we're about to plant, do really well in loam, but again they have a 90% yield in sandy loam and an 80% in loamy sand, and then 100% in silty clay. So in essence, a lot of the yields are dictated by soil type now. So we need to bear that in mind when we're planting our fields. So what we'll do, we'll get this started up. We'll get the bar on the back. Okay. This up. And we'll get these three connected as well. Oh, cars there. Such a big tractor with these double wheels on. There we go, there's all three loaded up. I'll get the poplars on. There we go. So what we'll do now, we'll head up to the top pastures and we'll make a go at planting these poplars. So I've just opened up the help menu because there is a lot going on with this machine. So we can lower that. There we go, and then turn on tree planter. Turn on tree planter. Turn on tree planter. And away we go. And hey presto, we are planting some poplars. Lift. There we go. Now turn round. So obviously wood chips aren't worth a massive amount of money on this map, but I still wanted to give it a go. I think it'll still be worth doing. And yeah, it's a bit of a different crop. What I wanted to do with this precision farming is just try out all the different crops really, because yeah, we have got lots of options and lots of variables now, and it'll be just interesting to see which works and which doesn't really. The poplars take up quite a lot of fertilising as well, I think, so it's another thing to be aware of. Right, just try and get this last little bit here. And we'll spin round, do another run. Fantastic, we're just making our way down the hill back to the town. We'll go and get these saplings put away. We have our field fully planted of poplars now, and yeah, based on the soil types we'll get about 80-90% yield from them, so it's not too bad. We will need to fertilise, but I'm not going to do that until the rain stops, so yeah, we'll just hold off on that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to drop the poplar saplings down on the wrong side of the road here, never mind. I'm going to drop the poplar saplings down at the main yard, and then what we'll do, we'll go back to the stores, we'll pick up some tree saplings. I'll probably leave the middle one, leave the middle caddy, I'll give that back. This does have a party trick in the sense that if I press A, it extends out to 8 meters. So what we can do is we can put saplings in the two outer ones, and then put a space in of probably 10 meters between the trees as well, and we can plant some trees. We'll plant some random trees about the map. So as you can see, we've got saplings in the back here. Again, this is from the mod pack, so there's 50 saplings in each box there, so we've got 100 trees to plant. Whether we plant them all, I don't know, but what we'll do, we'll head up and we'll go and get this started, start planting these trees. As you can see, the map just finishes there, so my plan is just to put some trees in, just to make a bit of a border. So what we can do is extend that boom out. Turn on tree planter. Turn on tree planter. And we'll drop this down. That's not 10 meters. It's a bit better. So those ones won't grow properly, but that's fine. There we go. Okay, so turn off that. Freeze that. So we've got 41 saplings left. And what we'll do, we'll head down the hill, and we'll go and plant some more further down the hill. So we'll see you back towards the main farm. So I had some leftover poplars, obviously, so what I've done is I've done some feral planting. I've put some poplars into the grass that isn't fertilizable, so just on the edge of there, and then I've put some down near the cow pasture. You'll probably see them in a bit actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of trees around here as well. So this one this time, turn that one off. There we go, turn that one on, and lower. Now raise that up there. Another 3 trees there. There. One there. What I will do is put a row of trees along here as well, I think. And what we'll do now is we'll head across to the pellet factory and we'll plant some more there. So I'm going to do that off camera. As you can see just to the right there, we've got some more poplars planted in there as well. May as well use as much of the ground as possible, I reckon. So yeah, I'll head down there, and then next time you see us we'll be up at the top pastures again, and we'll go and plant that field with some sunflowers. Look at this, it's stopped raining. So let's have a quick look at the weather forecast. Yeah, there's a wee lull until 6 o'clock. So what I think we'll do, because we should be able to get some fertilising done in that case, is I'm going to get this going. We've got sunflowers ready to go. Now this has a combined fertiliser spreader as well, so this should automatically set the field to the right amount. So let's see if it pops up. There we go. So we're on the field boundary just there. So turn on the seeder, and as you can see it doesn't need a great deal. In fact, we are over for this crop by the looks of it. So it may be that we've over fertilised, which is a bit of a pain in the bum, but we will see how we get on. Just right on this side. It's bang on, but we're above on some parts of the field. So, lesson to be learnt there. Don't get overzealous with the manure spreading. like I said, on this bit here, which I believe is sandy loam, yeah, we're just right. But as we move across the field into here, we've gone over. So it's going to affect our yield that adversely, unfortunately, but lessons to be learnt. You want to plant a crop that is low nitrogen needs, then you really don't need to plant as much. So as you can see, you don't need to put as much manure or nitrogen into the ground. So as you can see, our fertiliser isn't even going down at all because we're spot on for it. So what I'll do is I'll continue on with this, and I think what we'll do, we'll just stop at the end of this run actually, we'll just have a quick look. So go to our planting windows. So I could put canola into the rest of this, and I could do half the field sunflower, half the field canola, and see how we get on. It is actually a wee bit cold for sunflowers as well at the moment, so that's another reason why we shouldn't be planting them. I've just got a little bit keen, I think. Right folks, I'm back up with the riggy track and our seeder. So we've got canola selected now. Now looking through the information with regards to yields and nitrogen levels, canola takes quite a lot more nitrogen, so in theory this should be a bit better. What I'm going to do is just clear out this field. I'm going to just plant over this sunflower. A, the sunflower is too cold at the moment, so I'm going to get patchy germination, and B, yeah, it's not going to be at the right level either. So I'll turn this on, drop that down, and we'll start planting canola. Not a direct drill, is it? Let's have a look. What a fiasco. Fruit type. Yeah, it's not going to plant over that. Right, it will be an experiment then. The only problem we've got is that it's going to cost us an extra header when it comes to harvest, but never mind. Right, let's start down here. There we go. I can't even see straight. There we go. Right, we'll follow this line. There will be obviously a division in the crops, but that's okay. Okay, so we are seeding, which is great. So I'm going to continue on with this, After all that fiasco, I do apologise. It's just one of those things. If we check the map now, hopefully, yeah, there we've got canola and sunflowers being planted in this, sown in this field now, which is good. So, I'm going to play havoc with the soil levels when I come to harvest, but never mind. Okay, so another round. What I'll do is I'll finish this off and we'll see you down at the other fields and we'll put a layer of mineral fertiliser on some of it. Right, we'll see you down there in a little while. So we've got the electric riggy track and we're just going to come down to field 4. And as you can see, it only needs another oh, here comes the rain again. Another 40 kilos of nitrogen into the soil, so our fertiliser spreader is not going to use very much on here at all. Hopefully we can get this field before it completely chucks it down. So as you can see, it's putting that fertiliser down, but very, very slowly because it really doesn't need a great deal. As we get to this end, and into here, we'll drop right down. In fact, we only needed 20 kilos on that last little bit. So it's just needing 20, then it's back up to 40. And then as we go over this next little patch up here, it's just going to need 20 again. As we cross over, 20. So as far as mineral fertiliser goes on this field, we're not using much at all, which is absolutely brilliant. So what we'll do, we'll get this field finished and then we'll probably, rain will stop play unfortunately, but what we can do next episode is finish off our fertilising because we do have all the grass fields to fertilise as well. Having watched a couple more sort of tutorial videos, and I've been following Farmer Klein quite a lot with his alpine farming, and yeah, by all accounts grass does take up a lot of nitrogen. It's quite nitrogen dependent, so what I may do is I do have manure still in the manure spreader, so I might just manure spread the wee patch of grass up there, and then what he's done is potentially added 2 lots of nitrogen, 2 lots of manure and slurry onto the field to allow a better nitrogen mix in the soil. But he's got a lot of cows, so he's got a lot of organic fertilizer, whereas I do not. I have the buy point, which costs me money. So yeah, it swings and roundabouts. So I'll use what I've got probably on that patch of grass, and then yeah, we'll get the mineral fertilizer on the rest of it. So just see if it recognises this bit. Nope. So as you can see, our field is as optimal as it can be. And here it's still ticking away. So perfect nitrogen, perfect pH. So on our sandy loam it's perfect. And then on our loam it's perfect. So that field is complete. and hardly any fertiliser there at all. So just turn that off. So if we go onto the precision farming map now, there we go. So for oats, everything is not too bad. We've got one patch that's got slightly less, but that's just because of the soil type. Right, I'm going to finish the episode there, I think. Next time you see us, we'll have fertilised the grass fields. I will have done some fertilising contracts probably, and yeah, we'll be moving into summer, and hopefully the grass will have grown and we'll start to look at that. What I'm tempted to do is potentially get some livestock as well, so tempted to get some cows straight off the bat, because they're going to take a while to have young and then start producing milk. So we're going to have to get on that pretty soon, otherwise the year is going to tick away with us. But I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you have, hit that like button. If you're enjoying the series and what I do, then don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And yeah, if you want to share or make any comments at all, please feel free to do so. I'm going to hide out here out of the rain, and hopefully next time it'll be a little bit drier. I don't think it will be though. Right, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you next time. All the best.